Hello, Maki here.
Hello, Zuko here.
Well, not really. This is Hel, the voice of the commander. Maki hasn't revealed her voice yet, so I will voice her for this video. This video was a crossover with Sapphic Knight on Instagram. They're the creator of the Princess and Lady Knight series. The commander meets their characters in this video. Since Sapphic Knight's audience is mainly on Instagram, this video was originally made as 4 Instagram reels. Later, they were combined into one widescreen YouTube video. A ton of work on the artist if you ask me, and totally worth it. So huge props to you, Maki. Before I could work on the video itself, I had to be able to draw Sapphic Knight's characters in my style. So I spent some time drawing and redrawing Princess Adelaide and Dame Rayne in my own style. While doing this, I decided to take some artistic liberties with the original designs. Princess Adelaide's design looked good as is, but I changed Dame Rayne's armor a little bit to add my own little spin on it. She's supposed to be wearing a dress and armor, so I decided to take inspiration from the battle dress from Artoria Pendragon herself from the Fate series. Artwork is one thing. I also had to come up with how to handle the voices for the 2 characters. For the commander, Hel reprised her role, and she did an amazing job as always. Thanks, Mikey. But for Princess Adelaide and Dame Rayne, voices had not been considered before, so it was tricky to figure out whose voices would fit which character. I'd worked with Amber previously, and she'd been a joy to work with. She is amazing, I love Amber. And her voice felt like a good fit for Rayne. That still left Princess Adelaide to voice. At the time, I hadn't worked with any other voice actresses, but I happened to see Della voicing Casca in one of her fan-dub reels of Berserk.
I'm not very good at things like this. Swinging a sword around is much more comfortable.
I am a big fan of Berserk, and so I immediately decided to have Della voice the princess. Then we had to figure out how the 2 should sound like. So I took inspiration from something that was familiar to a lot of people. Game of Thrones. The voice reference I gave for Della was Marjorie Tyrell.
I imagine it must be so exciting to squeeze your finger here and watch something die over there.
Our guest has fought alongside my great-grandfather.
And the reference for Amber was Brienne of Tarth.
Then I am yours, my lady. I will shield your back and give my life for yours if it comes to that.
Meeting the ladies of the court for tea again, my lady.
Both fantastic characters in that. Just wonderful. Anyway, sorry. With the artwork and voices ready, it was on to creating the video itself. I'll let it play along with the script I sent the voice actresses and pause to explain certain scenes.
Dame Rayne.
My lady.
Sapphic Knight's videos are primarily black and white, and they're reels, so have vertical orientation. To pay homage to the source material, I made the first shot of the video start in black and white with a narrow viewport. Took inspiration from one scene in Oz, The Great and Powerful, where the aspect ratio and color grading changes when James Franco's character enters the magical land of Oz.
Thank you! Thank you!
The transition is not just visual, but audible too. Sapphic Knight's videos tend to use a very specific kind of music, so I wanted to reflect that at the start and then gradually shift into something different. I progressively slowed down the first track, Love Story, so it could transform smoothly into the second song. Which was specifically selected to fit the princess and knight characters, the main theme from Fantagiro, the Cave of the Golden Rose. Its main character is also a princess who wears armor like a knight. While her story isn't sapphic, she felt like a blend of both Princess Adelaide and Dame Rayne.
Meeting the ladies of the court for tea again, milady.
No, not today. Today I have a peculiar guest that I've gone to great lengths to summon. High Commander Montfort has proven less than enthusiastic about discussing wartime plans with me. He always finds a convenient excuse to postpone, so I decided to seek such wisdom elsewhere.
If I may, who is this guest?
Our guest has fought alongside my great-grandfather.
As you can see, both Dame Rayne and Princess Adelaide's design are pretty intricate with the patterns and details on the armor. So, redrawing them over and over again would have been very difficult and time-consuming. To cut down on the effort required, I only drew each character 3 times: the front, side, and rear views. The only thing changed were the shadow placements and expressions on the face. Even for the commander, I reused the front and rear view from the previous episode, The Longing Touch. Normally, I draw new artwork for each video, but I needed to speed up the production process. Taking too long between video releases is not a good idea when I'm this early on in the story. Goes to show, people, Maki does a shit ton of work to draw all these, the animation is no small thing. Props to you, Maki. You're doing great work and it's a ton of work. It's a ton of work.
He must be quite old then.
As some of you may know, the commander was inspired by Rayne, so I like to add references to the anime when the opportunity presents itself. Oh, I want to watch the anime so badly. This was a reference to Himmel, the hero at his old age. It's purely a visual reference, nothing more.
It's not a he.
A lady warrior. Is she of sound body and mind, milady? Such an advanced age may hinder recalling old memories.
That would be the case if my guest was human, but she is no man.
I am no man.
She's an elf.
An elf? I've never met an elf before.
The image shown here is the first ever artwork drawn of the commander. It all began with a simple expectation versus reality comparison of what a 500-year-old elf warrior would look like. Felt like a good opportunity to add a little callback to the character's roots. Here, I'm playing into the expectation aspect, where Dame Rayne expects their guest to be a beautiful, pristine elf warrior without any injuries or scars, and is later surprised by the reality.
It's been a long time since I last saw her. I'd have felt envy towards her. Not aging, eternal youth and all. If it wasn't for...
If it wasn't for what, my lady?
Well, you'll understand when you see her. There she is. Well met, Revenduri.
I got the idea for the name Revenduri from Lord of the Rings. Gandalf is known by different names by different people. Mithrandir.
You think you are wise, Mithrandir.
White Rider.
It's the White Rider!
The White Wizard.
But we have the White Wizard.
Gandalf the Grey.
Gandalf.
Gandalf? Yes. That was what they used to call me. Gandalf the Grey.
So I figured that the commander, who has similarly lived a long life and traveled far, might also have many names or titles from different people. The name itself isn't very complex. I just combined Revenant and Endure, and just made it end with an I instead of an E to make it sound more feminine.
Revenant endures. Revenduri.
Well met, Your Highness.
Thank you for answering my summons. It seems you've made yourself hard to find as of late.
Huh. It's nice to see you again, Princess. You were but a toddler when I last saw you. Humans do grow up so fast.
And you don't look a day older.
The sound effect here was taken from Goblin Slayer. I wanted to make the scene feel familiar to what you'd see in the Goblin Slayer anime. Oh, is that another anime I need to watch? I did a camera trick here called a dolly zoom, where the character in focus is kept the same size while the background zooms out. It's usually used when a character experiences shock and horror, and it felt like a good place to try it out. You must be her night guard. Always a blessing to see a lady in armor. Come, child. What questions have you for me?
I have many. Please, take a seat. You've been a great help, Reverend Jury. Are you sure you don't want to rest for the night here? I assure you, I can offer a far more comfortable bed chamber than any inn you'll find on the roadside.
You're too kind, Princess. But it will not be necessary. Besides, it is said that where I walk, death is sure to follow. I'd rather not stay here long enough for my old friend to catch up to me.
Huh, sure. Of course. Where will you be heading off to next?
North. Far north. To the frozen wilds. There I seek solitude. There's not many who choose to live there, and fewer still those who will approach me.
Hardly sounds like a comfortable getaway. But who am I to question the whims of an immortal?
You have a keen sense for danger. It will serve you well in your duty. Guard her well, and I pray that you get the opportunity to protect the one you love. For not all knights are fortunate enough to save their princess. This was a reference to the very first video I made as Makibel. I followed the princess and knight trend and made it of an elf princess and human lady knight. It was never really confirmed that the commander was the princess in the video, but it felt like a good opportunity to connect the two. But more than anything, I just wanted to show a bit of my first video.
My lady, who was that? I sensed such darkness emanating from her. Did you not feel it as well?
I don't know her story, and I don't think my great-grandfather did either. But I have heard that she's been cursed by a darkness unseen by most mortals.
And those scars. I've seen my fair share of cuts and bruises, but those don't look like they've been made by swords or any blade for that matter. What is her name? You called her Revenduri?
It's not her true name. It's just what the people of this land call her.
What does it mean, my lady?
It's not exactly a word of the common tongue.
Just like how the video started, it goes back to black and white and narrows. This is meant to imply Princess Adelaide and Dame Rayne's separation from the commander's story, going back to their own story.
But what it means is... the revenant that endures.
This whole sequence was meant to resemble and share the same vibe as the Goblin Slayer's first appearance, down to the pause between the music and him saying his name.
Goblin Slayer.
While Rayne was the main inspiration for the commander, Goblin Slayer was also a big source of inspiration. I've already added a lot of references to Rayne, felt like it's only fair that I show some love for Goblin Slayer as well. Originally, the script was supposed to end at the name drop, but I decided to add the last part to neatly tie it back to the current day story. This whole episode was a prequel to what we see in the earlier episodes. I added a shooting star, again as a reference to Rayne's meteor shower. And as a subtle implication that the commander may have wished upon that star, to not be so alone anymore. I totally missed it. I did not see the shooting star. I need to rewatch it now. And her wish appears to be granted, because immediately afterwards, we see the soldiers approaching.
Especially after patrols. Good work on the drills today, soldier. It fits.
Yeah, so like, I was over there just talking and drinking.
A few months ago, I put out a casting call for the fans of the commander to send in their voices saying certain lines for a few specific topics. I received hundreds upon hundreds of submissions, so I couldn't use all of them. But what you hear are actual fans of the commander speaking as the soldiers that we see on screen. I picked a few from all the submissions and layered them together with different volumes. I even panned them separately from left to right. So if you're wearing headphones, you'll hear different voices from different directions. All that is meant to give the feeling of a large crowd of soldiers. I used these voices in a previous episode as well, and I use them again here as well. And will probably use them in future videos as well. I have plans.
Like I was just asking her for a number or something.
I reused the Ranger's image here as well. By this point, I was sick and exhausted, so I took her face from the previous episode and just changed her expressions as needed. Aww. Get some rest. I'd gone over 2 months at this point since the last episode was released, and I really wanted to get the video out quickly. You deserve the rest, though. You were sick. Hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. And voila, that's it. I hope this breakdown video gave you more insight into my creative process. Maki's really, not mine. I don't do shit. Except voice the commander when Maki tells me to. If you like it, please do leave a comment. Your input is very useful to me to structure my future content. I want to keep making the story and more content that you'll enjoy. And to that end, your comments and feedback help me immensely. Thank you so much for watching. And now that the script is done, you get hell as hell. Huge round of applause for Maki Bell for all that they do, because holy crap, animating alone? Huh! And navigating all this, creating a story, it's insane. It's insane, y'all. And they were sick. I can't fully express how honored I am to even be chosen to get to voice the commander. And Amber and I fangirl over this storyline all the time, and that we're just so grateful that we get to be part of this. And we get to be part of this community of soldiers as well. Like, oh my gosh, it gives me I can't tell you how much it touched my heart to know that this community cared, and Maki cared to make a little animation to give me a get well soon note. It really means so much. And I hope you all got a nice glimpse into all the work that goes into creating the story. What they're doing is great, and please keep supporting Maki, please keep supporting Maki Bell. They're doing cool things like art commissions and more. Be on the lookout for it. If you want to keep hearing more about the commander and to hear the story, please support them in any way you can.